So here's a question that's probably crossed your mind at some point. Were women actually more blessed than men when it comes to orgasms? Do they really experience something bigger, better, more intense? Because if you've heard the stories, read the articles, or, let's be honest, have the conversations, you think female orgasms are this mythical, earth-shattering experience that men could never quite understand. But is that actually true? Or is it just one of those things we've accepted without really questioning? That's exactly what we're diving into today. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to see orgasms in a completely different light. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button. Help us grow this community and bring conversations like this to more people who need to hear them. Let's make the uncomfortable comfortable. All right, let's start with the basics. What actually is an orgasm? From a scientific standpoint, an orgasm is a neurophysiological response. Basically, it's your nervous system reaching a peak of sexual arousal and then releasing it in rhythmic muscular contractions. Your brain floods with dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. Your heart rate spikes, your breathing quickens, and for a few seconds, your entire body is locked into this intense wave of sensation. That's the technical definition. But here's where it gets interesting. A lot of people confuse pleasure with orgasm, and they're not the same thing. Think about it. You can experience incredible pleasure, arousal, touch, intimacy, without climaxing. Pleasure is the journey. Orgasm is the destination. But here's the twist. Sometimes the journey feels better than the destination. And sometimes you can have an orgasm that feels underwhelming. Does that make sense to you? Have you ever experienced pleasure that felt more satisfying than the actual release? Or an orgasm that felt, well, just okay? Because that's where the real conversation starts. So, are female orgasms really different from male ones? Let's look at the data. Studies show that the average male orgasm lasts between 3 to 10 seconds. Female orgasms, they can last anywhere from 13 to 51 seconds. Some women report experiencing multiple waves that can extend even longer. Did you know that? Yeah. Women's orgasms can literally last 5 times longer than men's. So in that sense, yes, women might have gotten a better deal. But here's the catch. Research from Rutgers University used brain imaging to map what happens during orgasm. And here's what they found. The areas of the brain that light up during climax are almost identical in men and women. The prefrontal cortex shuts down. The reward centers flood with dopamine. The amygdala, the part responsible for fear and anxiety, goes quiet. Neurologically, the experience is nearly the same. So if the brain responds the same way, why does it feel so different? This is where it gets fascinating. The difference isn't just biological. It's psychological, emotional, and deeply tied to how arousal builds. For most men, orgasm follows a relatively predictable pattern. Arousal builds, reaches a peak, climaxes, and then there's a refractory period, a cool down where the body physically can't climax again for a while. For women, it's less linear. Arousal can plateau, dip, rise again. Some women can experience multiple orgasms in a single session because they don't have that same refractory period. But here's the paradox. Despite this potential, research shows that women orgasm less frequently than men during partnered sex. Wait, so women have the capacity for longer, multiple orgasms, but they're actually climaxing less often? Exactly. And that's where the real story is. This is what researchers call the orgasm gap. In heterosexual encounters, studies show that men orgasm about 95% of the time. Women, closer to 65%. In same-sex female relationships, that number jumps to about 86%. So what's happening here? If women are biologically capable of more intense, longer-lasting orgasms, why are they having fewer of them? The answer isn't about anatomy. It's about attention, communication, and understanding. Most sexual scripts, especially in media, in conversations, even in how we're taught about sex, center male pleasure. The goal of sex is often framed around male orgasm. Female pleasure, it's treated as optional, a bonus, something that happens if there's time. And here's the thing you might not have thought about. Do you think women are more blessed with better orgasms? Or do you think they're just more in tune with what their bodies need, and most people aren't asking? Because the data shows something powerful. When women masturbate, their orgasm rate is nearly identical to men's. The difference isn't biological capability, it's about whether their partner knows how to get them there. Let that sink in. So here's the truth. Female orgasms aren't better than male ones. Male orgasms aren't simpler or less intense. The real difference is in how they're experienced, how arousal builds, and how much attention is paid to creating the right conditions. Men often experience orgasm as a sharp peak, intense, focused, explosive. Women often experience it as a wave, building, expanding, sometimes multi-layered. But both are shaped by connection, communication, and presence.
An orgasm doesn't just happen because bodies touched. It happens because someone felt safe, because they were present, because they communicated what felt good, because their partner listened. Whether it's pleasure or orgasm, it doesn't happen by accident. It happens through conversation, through knowing your own body, and through sharing with your partner what makes you feel good or what doesn't. At the end of the day, a shared orgasm, one where both people are fully present, fully connected, is worth more than any comparison. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe and drop your perspective in the comments. Let's strengthen this community together. Because conversations like this, they matter. And the more we talk, the more we learn. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.